for you. Clapboard, let's go. Come on, Bob.
Whoa. All right. Podcast number 5 with Kelsey Smith.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Couldn't do it without you.
No, it's a really important part of the whole thing. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are things?
Editing.
Editing. So, editing behind the camera. There'll be some behind the camera shots at some point in time of this process.
Yeah, because I want credit for everything that I do.
I've been trying to get you camera time and you got all salty about it.
I didn't like the idea.
I tried to put you on frame and you're like, no.
I just don't think it would have worked logistically. He wanted me to walk on screen and place this item
A new
on
item.
here, a new item for
item.
every single one.
Yeah.
And then that be added to the intro, which is a lot more work for me.
I thought it was worth it. As you told me, she vetoed the idea. Then we had an argument about who's actually in charge of this. My point was that at some point in time, you're not going to be doing the editing because you're going to graduate because you'll be finished. And then
In
someone
50
else,
days.
someone else will have to come in and do this sort of thing. And they're going to,
Yeah.
it won't be your baby anymore. You're going to have
I'm going to have to give up control.
the flexibility. So that was my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to bring a salt block for you today, but I didn't.
A what?
A block of salt.
Why? I'm not that salty, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I really am not. Like,
Yeah.
I think most of the things I say are valid. And usually they're not that mean.
It may not be that you say them, it's the way you say them.
Really?
Maybe.
I'll work on it.
I'm not suggesting that. I just thought a block of salt maybe.
That's what my mom used to say. I always got in trouble as a kid for sass.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think clearly there's a camaraderie that comes with being flexible and comfortable enough to provide sass.
Yeah.
Also, it cuts through the hemming and hawing around the bush of like,
Yeah.
and instead you're just like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I have to evaluate, is that a waste of time? And then it's become a non-issue.
Yeah, or you end up doing something that's not going to work and then you waste a lot of time doing it. And
And who has
no one wanted to say no.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You play any sports?
I used to play volleyball.
What do you mean used to?
I'm washed up.
No, you're not. It's silly talk.
This fall was my last season as a almost sort of professional athlete.
As a collegiate athlete.
athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Which
don't have-
I only got to play 3 seasons, which is kind of sad.
do you still have a year of eligibility left?
Uh-huh. I'm not going to use it.
Transfer portal.
Well, I could.
Yeah. Grand Valley.
I could. I
You
won't,
could.
but I
Oh,
could.
You could. Grand Valley State.
I could.
They'd take you in a second.
We scrimmaged them at the start of the year, and we got smoked.
Yeah, well.
Because they're D2 and we're D3.
Yeah, well, is that why you got smoked?
Well, it was also the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and we didn't have like any team chemistry.
Yeah, that's
because
why.
We hadn't played at all last year.
You think you could take them?
COVID. Now?
Yeah.
Probably.
Like 2 out of 3?
At the end of our season this year, I think, yeah.
I agree. I would agree.
I don't know if I want to say that on camera, but yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to on camera. It would have been a good match.
Yeah, it would have been fun. It would have been definitely more competitive than it was at the start.
Okay, clear something up for me. Volleyball, sets add up to a match.
Yes.
Okay, so sets and match.
Yeah, the
Okay.
set is from 1 to 25.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
play
yeah.
to 25.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in college, you play best 3 out of 5 sets, and that's a match.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the vernacular here is sets and matches.
Yeah.
It's not games. It's like it's sets and
Sets
matches.
and matches. I mean, you could call it a game.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, you would be calling them sets as you're playing them. First set, second
Yeah,
set,
first
third
set,
set.
second set, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to cover that. Any sports that you watch?
I'm not really into watching sports.
Yeah.
I watched the D1 national championship run for volleyball.
Yeah. Who won?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't get to watch any of it.
Wisconsin?
Maybe. It seemed like
Nebraska? It was Wisconsin and Nebraska
It
were
was.
playing.
It was a Big Ten school. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it got on my radar.
I think
It's such an interesting
maybe it was
sport
Nebraska.
that doesn't get enough visibility. So the only volleyball I've watched in the last 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years, besides that my daughter is playing and she's a 5th grader, is yours.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't watched any other volleyball.
Our
except
games
for
are fun.
They are fun. They're a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and they move quick, and there's a lot of energy. And You can get I mean, there's not a bad seat, right? Because like the gyms you're playing in are small. It's not a giant arena. It's not a
Wow.
subdivided bigger arena.
The Calvin one's pretty big.
Well, right, but you can get close. It's like there's
Yeah,
not a
that's
bad
true.
seat there. You're like in tidy spots.
Brett knows. Yeah.
It's the biggest arena in D3.
We have the best and biggest sports arena in D3 sports, period.
Yeah, it's really nice.
No, it's a really good venue. No, I mean, yeah, you're not exaggerating. I just didn't realize it was like by scale the largest number of seats. And I remember they used to pack out the Hope and the Calvin basketball games. Those were like overflowing with people.
And still are.
Are they? I feel like there's a little bit of the luster has worn off of that rivalry in the last few years in basketball specifically.
I feel like just in sports in general, people are still kind of like,
Yeah.
"Meh."
I think the Hope Calvin thing used to be such a big deal because it was Hope and Calvin, and they're both
Yeah.
local and they're both the same size and
Yeah.
they're 30 minutes away, and they got into like
Which is weird. Like I had never heard of Calvin at all or Hope before coming here.
Yeah, sure.
So like coming here and like playing on the volleyball team my freshman year and it being this huge big rivalry, I was kind of like, for why?
Yeah.
I didn't understand
Yeah, who
it at
cares?
all, and it didn't matter at all. But it was like a huge deal
Here.
and everyone was like, "Oh, you're playing Hope! Oh my gosh!"
It's just a big deal here. Like it's not a big deal.
It's just two teams playing sports.
Right. Well, I feel like there's a little bit of that now because the teams haven't been really good
Yeah.
in basketball.
Yeah.
And so it kind of took some of that
Well,
off.
their
of that.
volleyball team has always been pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to play them.
Yeah.
And my small group leader in Virginia went to Hope.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So there's like
So she's always
ties.
like, "I can't cheer for you." Wink, wink. You
Yeah,
know.
but I'm going to anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, some people have petty issues about allegiances.
No, it's fun. It's never like trying to be like mean about it. It's always just like, haha, rivalry, you know.
Did you move around a lot when you were growing up?
I did.
Wait, I have something for you. I just forgot. Oh, are you allowed to be on camera? Were you like witness protection? Like, why were you?
When I was younger?
Why'd you move around
When
so
I
much?
was younger?
Can you be
was
on
child
camera?
criminal. No, my dad was in the Navy.
Oh, well, I brought something for you in case you can't be on camera.
My dad was in the Navy. That's funny.
Yeah, I made that. You can have it.
Anytime you ask a dumb question, I'm going to cover my face.
That's fair. Yeah. Wait, what? Will I do what? That was good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've lived lots of places. I was born in California,
Yeah.
and then I moved to Mississippi, and then I moved back to California.
Wait, Mississippi? Where in Mississippi?
Point Magoo.
Point Magoo sounds like a joke from a comic strip. Where at?
And then I moved to Virginia. I don't remember. I was so young.
Remember?
I was so young.
You don't remember?
Not at all.
No.
And then I moved to Virginia, and then I moved to Hawaii, and then I moved back to Virginia,
Yeah.
and now I'm in Michigan.
You said Air Force or Navy?
Navy.
Navy.
Naval aviator.
Naval
so you flew on the
aviator.
aircraft carriers.
Yeah, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's a pretty rare thing to do too. There's only like
Yeah.
a couple hundred of those dudes.
Oh my gosh. One time I asked him, I was like, "Dad, did you choose to do this because you watched Top Gun and you liked it?"
And he said yes.
"Kind of."
Yes.
Which was shocking
Is he
for
in
my
his,
dad
is he
to
in his
say.
mid-40s?
Yeah. Well, he's 50.
He's 50 now.
He's 50.
The whole generation of people, I'm in his generation.
Yeah.
I'm a few years younger than him. But
Yeah.
like our whole generation is like Top Gun came out and we're like, we're going in the Air Force. We're going in the Navy. We're going to fly planes.
But knowing my dad, he's like a very serious guy. So
Yeah.
the fact that he was like a little, I was like, "What?"
Oh, no. It was like, they said it was the best Navy recruiting tool that the Navy had ever had.
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie, but it was like, it stylized that whole idea. The whole idea was one plane upside down on top of the other one, and they like give
Oh,
each other
yeah,
the finger.
yeah, which is-
it's like you can't.
You can't do that.
No. But like the idea of that like happening was just like
Yeah.
it set us all off.
And in my high school, we had a DJ at our volleyball games who would play songs for people like if you got a kill or if
Yeah,
you got an ace.
yeah.
And mine was Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I've wanted to do that for my kids in baseball. I want to just bring a little set and just DJ like walk-up music, but then also
Yeah.
like little like chirps and things that go on during the game. None of the other parents think it's a good idea.
Well, it's kind of hard.
It would be
the
hard
guy
for
who
me
did
to-
it for
yeah.
us also did it for the Washington Capitals sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So it was like crazy town.
Yeah,
that
like
he was at our high school.
He had skills.
Yeah.
It would be hard, but I'm like I could figure it out. They just
Yeah.
they don't seem interested.
Probably. What would their walk-up songs be though?
They could just give me one. I give them. They're all
It's gonna be like everyone's gonna do like like Baby Shark or something.
Well, they're all high schoolers now. They're
Oh,
all
that's
they're all
fair.
they're 10th
So then it's all
graders.
gonna be like bad rap music.
It's you're right. Well, Link like so my sons would want White Stripes like Seven Nation Army. So like
Oh,
that's
okay.
like a
Yeah,
that's like you can
that's
hit that
legit.
or walk up. Yeah, the other ones I probably wouldn't play because they probably wouldn't be very good.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you have to hold that circle up in front of your face? Is that a? I made that.
Just for that joke?
Mm-hmm.
That's commitment.
It is.
Commitment to the podcast.
I even wrote it down on my book of questions. Any disadvantages to being tall?
All my pants are too short.
Is that a stylistic decision, or is that just a, like, you can't buy
It's a
pants that are long
logistical
enough?
decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I can buy tall pants, I guess. But a lot of times those are made for people who are like 6'2".
Yeah,
And
so
I'm
then they're-
5'11", so then they're too long.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, sometimes I just feel too large for spaces.
Yeah. Do you have a hard time, like, sneaking?
I've never tried to sneak, but I assume if I did, I might struggle.
You're agile, though. You're not clumsy. You could sneak.
What? Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what scenario I would sneak in.
You'll see.
The future,
You know,
something.
You'll see.
That's why I have this
Yeah.
for sneaking.
Yeah, there'll be sneaking in your future, I'm
Yeah,
sure. There'll come a
okay.
time where you're like, I'm
I
going
need
to
to sneak.
sneak out of this room.
The only thing I can picture when I think of sneaking is like National Treasure. And like you're
Yeah.
sneaking to steal the Declaration of
Yeah,
Independence.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be like that.
And
You're gonna have these
Nicolas
thoughts.
Cage, he's probably tall. Nicolas Cage is
Yeah,
probably
I think
tall.
he is. He's. I'm sure he's 6 something.
5'10"?
Yeah, 5'10",
That's
6'2".
tall
He's
for
got to
an
be
actor.
somewhere in there. Yeah. There'll be a time in your future, I'm not being prophetic at this point, but you'll probably be in a situation where you're going to need to sneak, and hopefully this conversation comes back to mind. You're like, I'm using the
I
skill.
know I can do
I'm
it.
using the skill.
Fox told me I can sneak.
Yeah.
Now I can sneak.
Well, we'll see if you can or not.
That's why teachers are so important.
That's not what we're doing here. It's not something I've taught, learned, or thought of before. Let's see. I have another question. I have to like dig it up.
I'm going to put this on the ground.
Oh, I'll take it. You don't have
Okay.
to hold that. You ever stood in a ladder for 3 hours?
I have.
What was that about?
Oh, Miami. Untitled Art Fair, Art Basel.
People keep saying Miami like it's just like a ephemeral idea. You might have to break it
If
down.
anyone's confused about what I'm talking about, go to Calvin Graphic Design's Instagram and look at all the reels I made.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
will kind of
Yeah.
maybe explain what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. So you were the person behind the reels, but what, the 3 hours on a ladder, how'd that go?
It was fine. The ladder was really wobbly, and
Yeah.
then I told you it was wobbly, and it scared me, and you made fun of me.
I didn't make
You were like,
fun of
"It's
you.
fine."
Well, I did.
Do it.
Well, you were concerned about it tipping over, and it wasn't going to tip over.
Well, it was like on a ramp. It was
Yeah.
a ladder on a ramp,
Yeah.
which is super dangerous and like not safe at all. And I was afraid it was gonna like dunk because I was standing so high up on it, and I got a 2 on my AP Physics exam, so it made sense in my head. I don't know.
A 2.
That means I failed it.
Yeah. Do you get credit for it if it's 2? You get a 3.
I think you have to get a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, I think it's a 3. Would you do AP again if you had a chance?
AP Physics?
Yeah. You did all the APs?
I did a lot of APs.
Yeah.
I got a lot of credit for a lot of my APs.
Did you do AP Lit?
Physics was not one of them. I did.
Was that good or bad, or were you just like, man, that sucked?
I really like literature.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And English was like one of my favorite subjects. in
Okay,
high
so you
school.
like went to that, like, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I passed that one.
Good.
And I
Okay.
took AP Lang, and I liked that one too.
Yeah.
Physics was not for me.
Can you describe Space Worm in 4 words or less?
Worm in space, fun.
Yep. That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Good job. That was good.
Thank you.
Want to do it again?
Do I have to do 4 different words?
No, I was going to give you a different prompt.
Okay, sure.
On the beam press in 5 words or less.
Do you mean like the podcast? or
That's
do you-
enough questions, yeah. Do you mean the podcast? Yeah, it's 5 words.
All right.
That's good.
Perfect.
We're out of time.
Sick.
I don't have a choice for you. I need you to sign this volleyball.
Okay. I hope I don't mess it up.
There's no way of messing it up. Oh.
Where do you want me to sign?
Wherever
it?
you want. You're the first one.
Do I just put my name?
That's what people normally sign their name.
Should I do it in cursive?
Have you ever signed a ball
Should
before?
I write it? I have.
What'd you do that time?
I don't remember. Do you want me to put my number?
I want you to sign that
Number
volleyball.
14. That was my number.
Is interested in coaching volleyball ever? I see that. Yeah.
I worked camps once for Calvin, and it was really hard
I might have a need.
for coaching volleyball.
I might need your assistance. I might need your advice, if nothing else.
I can give advice.
I might need your help.
I could probably help. If that means I can like chuck balls at children.
It absolutely means you can chuck balls
Then
at
I'm
children and
down.
they have to go get them.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Many thanks for watching. Be sure and to like and subscribe to The Beam. To do so, exert continuous physical force on the like button, should be over there. We'll be back in the press next week with another episode. Until then, stay well, keep your balance, and stay on the beam.